Hey Deckers, Liam here. I've been taking a look at Aliens Dark Descent, a new game from Tinderless Interactive with a key provided by Focus Entertainment, and I've been enjoying it rather a lot. I am an absolutely huge fan of the Aliens franchise, so that certainly helps, but this is also a genuinely interesting entry into the franchise, and it's one of the better ones, I would say, in fact. Aliens Dark Descent is a bit like a real-time tactics version of XCOM set in the Aliens world, and while it does borrow a fair bit from XCOM, it throws in plenty of stealth and it comes off feeling quite unique. The atmosphere here is simply fantastic. They absolutely nailed the vibe of Aliens. While Alien Isolation was a lot more like the original Alien movie, this is much more like Aliens, and you could say it's even perhaps a bit like a top-down single-player story-based tactical version of Aliens Fireteam Elite. Every time that motion tracker pings and the aliens are on their way, my heart just skips a beat. Although that's probably some minor childhood trauma there from watching through the Alien films when I was way too young, since the first two movies were actually released before I was born, but I am a fan for life even if it still slightly terrifies me. This is a damn hard game as well. It's a mixture of stealth and tactics, and it's not always about going guns blazing, and a lot of the time if you need to go guns blazing, you have failed on so many points. But it does give you plenty of toys to deal with the alien threat. There's various different weapons. You can lay down suppressing fire, throw a couple of grenades, fall back to a better position, and even set up a few turrets for good measure. That's right, it has pretty much everything you might expect and want from a tactics game set in the Aliens world. It can be pretty stressful as well, and not just for you, because it's real time, but for your Marines. Every time it gets heated, they all get stressed out and they might have some sort of panic attack. And because it's real time, you are constantly thinking about what you've got to do. Currently, Valve has actually given Aliens Dark Descent an unsupported rating on Steam Deck, noting that it cannot be configured to run well enough. To a point, Valve are right. There are elements of the game that definitely perform pretty badly on Steam Deck. It's noticeable from the get-go as well. Even in the tutorial, there's plenty of places that drop it to like 20 FPS and below. Once you get out of the tutorial though, it can actually stay mostly sort of around 30 FPS. In terms of settings, that's with pretty much everything on low. The only one I turned up was anti-aliasing on high. Otherwise, there's quite a lot of jagged edges. And I've set FSR to quality as well. And all of that together on the Steam Deck screen still looks pretty good. I will say, though, I don't really get why this game has such big performance issues on Steam Deck, considering there's so many games out there, even some massive AAA games with much heavier, more complicated rendering that can be incredibly smooth. So I truly hope that it does have some optimizations on the way because it needs it. That said, it's still pretty playable and enjoyable because it's not a twitchy first or third person shooter. It is a tactics game, and so at around a 30 FPS lock, it's okay, but still the drops are far from ideal. For my time playing it, I've been using Proton Experimental because I saw numerous of these crash screens when using Proton 8. It just kept crashing at various points when loading a save, but I haven't seen any of those crashes with Proton Experimental, so swap over to that in the compatibility settings if you want the smoothest experience. For a game released in 2023, I'm also surprised once again to see no text or interface scaling. I can't honestly believe any game on PC releases without it. It feels like such a super basic entry-level accessibility issue, and not just for Steam Deck, but for everyone. I feel like text scaling is just such a must. Some games, even on a big screen, even when you dock the Steam Deck, have such tiny text. And Aliens Dark Descent isn't too bad, but I really would like to scale up a fair bit of the text, just a bit more, so it's more comfortable to play on the Steam Deck screen. There's a few other little annoyances, like your crew constantly barking at the same repeating voice lines at you during missions, and a few smaller bugs. Sometimes I've had to reload a mission here or there, but nothing overly drastic, nothing a few patches won't solve pretty easily. Overall, Aliens Dark Descent has shown me pretty clearly that Tindalos Interactive know what they're doing with the Aliens franchise, and I honestly hope to see more from them. I haven't felt this sort of energized about Aliens in quite some time. I hope to see more from Aliens Dark Descent itself as well. This game deserves to have a nice big expansion, because I want to play a whole bunch more of it. Let them come out of the walls at me. Let me nuke them from orbit. I want more of this. Due to the performance issues though, I won't outright recommend it just now on Steam Deck, but I have enjoyed my time with it, so I'm sort of stuck in the middle. It's a good game with issues that will hopefully be fixed up. It's another game that I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm going to check out all the patches that they release for it, and when I see one that really boosts up the performance, I'll let you know. But again, for now, I'm sort of in the middle on recommending it or not because of the performance, but it is a good game and I have been enjoying it. That's it for my first look at Aliens Dark Descent. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.